Hello everyone, it is Stephen and Andrew from Pin in the Atlas, and I bet a lot of you know what that historical marker is just in the background.
Yeah, we're at Independence Rock in Wyoming, where thousands and thousands of pioneers travelled across the United States back in the day to find a better life. Now, I know this has been documented hundreds of times by other YouTubers and on TV and other documentaries, but we've never been here, and this has been on my wish list for decades. So let's take a look. So this was a partial packing list for a 2,000-mile trip. For every 6 to 8 persons, it was recommended that they have a wrought iron camp kettle, large enough to boil meat and for making soup, a coffee pot and cups of heavy tin with handles with rivets on, tin plates, frying and baking pans of wrought iron, the latter for baking bread and roasting coffee, a pan of heavy tin or wrought iron for mixing bread and other culinary purposes, knives, forks and spoons, an extra camp kettle, and tin or gutta percha bucket for water. Wood is liable to shrink and fall to pieces, so it's not deemed suitable. An axe, a hatchet, a spade, a mallet, matches, some medicine put in adult doses, and many other things. Can you imagine carrying all of that and travelling 2,000 miles on bumpy, well, there was no roads, just across
Wide open plains.
Totally.
Found a little snake skin, and this lizard is trying to be as still as possible. I wonder if he's going to eat that fly. So these 3 names, A.L. Cook, L.E. Arnshaw, C.L. Bainter, 1921. Weren't the original pioneers, but still, it's 100 years ago. Another one, Sally. It's either 1915 or 1916. Makes you wonder what her story was. How old was she? And what did she think of this journey? Up higher now, nearly at the top of the rock, you can see there's a lot more carvings here. Some of them more recent. Some of them older, and some of them took quite a while to make. July 1922. It was a mason. You see there's some from the 1800s up in here.
There's some up here dating back to 1852.
Let's see if I can get up a bit closer.
Up here.
Yeah, there's a 1890.
1852, this one.
Wow.
And this one over here. There's quite a few here. 1862.
Yeah, gotta watch your steps, so make sure you're not walking over them because it's starting to be everywhere you look, you can see them.
So I wonder how many people, so this was the halfway point, 1,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many people climbed this rock to carve their name and then took a tumble. Could you imagine that? That'd be pretty sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it is fairly difficult to get up here. I know it took us quite a while to catch our breath. Now, Independence Rock, as you know, did get its name because this being the halfway point of the journey, they tried to make it here by 4th of July to celebrate our wonderful American independence. Some of them did make it, some of them were close by. So here's one from, I think that says 1860. And there are a few more scattered around. And as you can see, we're nearly up at the top.
A. Pierce, so peaceful. June 15th, 1852.
Here at the top of Independence Rock, there's a flagpole. It was dedicated May 30th, 1940. Now, wouldn't it be a sight to see here in Independence Rock, Old Glory, standing proudly in the wind. One of the last carvings that we will show is from Milo J. Ayer, or Ayer, however you say it. He was age 29. Came through in 1849. One of the original 49ers. We came down from way up there, walked along, made our way down this nice gentle slope, and along the other side of the Independence Rock there is a trail that goes all the way around the entire rock. And here, there are a few monuments. This is a good one here.
And this one to all the unknown pioneers who passed this way to win and hold the West.
That's a great plaque.
So can you believe that over 500,000 pioneers came along here, and we're actually walking along the original trail?
Yeah, it's just they've gone back through and paved it now. Not super recent, as you can see. There's a lot of brush that's grown up over it, but could have covered up the original old wagon wheel trails, which would have been exceptional to see.
You think of the hardships that those people had to endure. I mean, not only sitting in one of those bumpy wagons for 6 months, they average it takes about 6 months for them to cross.
Right.
So it's roughly 10 miles a day.
Yeah.
For 2,000 miles.
Some of the probably roughest, most uncomfortable 10 miles you could imagine.
And then you've got to think of carrying all your food, your supplies, anybody that's ill sick, women who are pregnant and then giving birth,
Yeah.
and then hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene. I mean, even now it's like smoky where the wind blows, the dust, all of that, no air conditioning. It was hot, they would have been coming through here in July.
Yeah, and then not just hygiene, but women's monthly issues. There wasn't any sanitary products back in those days. They used to just have to use rags.
Yeah, we kind of gloss over some of the, I mean, there's loads of things that we have conveniences now. I mean, deodorant, like you said, hygiene products, deodorant, toilet paper. I mean, just the toothpaste, toothbrushes, things that we kind of use on a daily basis.
That we take for granted. And the other thing that they had to endure was the natives.
Yeah. I'm sure, there's all those stories of why they circled the wagons so they didn't get raided by the Indians and things. I know a lot of the tribes, most of the tribes I'm sure were very peaceful, just kind of wanted to be left alone, but you do get those few that want to make a point or set an example that they don't want to be messed with.
Well, let's face it, we went into, white man, so to speak, did go into their homes. They're only doing what anybody would do, protecting themselves, protecting their food, their livelihoods, and their families. So imagine, we're in an oxen-driven or pulled wagon now.
Right.
We'll be bumping around.
Yep. Everything's shaking, rattling. Things aren't tied down properly, breaking. Well, that's why they said in that packing list they prefer your coffee mugs to be riveted on, just so that it wouldn't break off.
And then you got another 1,000 miles to go.
Yeah, this is only the halfway point of their journey. But you can see why they stopped here. One, because this valley is incredible looking. But then two, out of all the mountains out here, this massive granite rock.
So there you have it, Independence Rock. One of my pins that I've had on my list to do since forever.
Yeah, and it is a very important place to come and visit. It was a convergence of a lot of historic trails moving out west. And it is quite moving to go through these rocks and see some of the names that don't get mentioned in the big stories, and kind of picture and wonder what they were thinking and if they actually found what they were looking for at the end of their journey.
And on that note, get out there, go and explore, put another pin in the atlas, and we will see you on our next adventure. Bye.